2018 marks 25 years since the deadly 51-day standoff between the Branch Davidian cult and the federal government in Waco, Texas. David Koresh was the charismatic leader of the fringe religious group. More than 80 people were killed over the course of the siege, including Koresh, his followers, and federal agents. For the first time, a retired UPS driver is revealing how he unknowingly delivered weapons and ammunition to the compound in the weeks before the confrontation. 48 Hours' Peter Van Sant reveals the secrets from Waco that haven't been told until now.
I've kept my story secret for the last 25 years. I didn't want to take this to my grave.
Tell them there are children and women in here and to call it off.
This delivery man unwittingly armed the cult.
I have been blamed for what happened out there.
Waco was a tale of a religious fringe group that decided to fight back against the federal government.
Their leader, David Koresh, a self-proclaimed son of God.
There's a madman living in Waco.
He was incredibly charismatic.
I waited patiently on the Lord.
He was spellbinding.
He was a god in the human flesh.
They would do anything for this man.
Even unholy acts.
How many young girls did he have sex with?
I'm thinking at least 10.
He was a Jesus Christ who could drink and smoke and love guns and rock and roll, but he was going to bring about the end of times. They began buying guns.
Investigative journalist Lee Hancock covered Koresh for more than 2 decades. She is a CBS News consultant.
He's got more than guns. He's got God.
My mom made the bulletproof vests.
Joanne Vallega moved into the compound with her parents as a toddler.
Bloodshed, inquisition, death, murder, killing.
They were getting shipments from an arms dealer.
The Davidian arms race turned more ominous when Larry was checking a box in his truck.
And about 6 to 8 grenades fell out of it.
He told his wife, Deborah.
Somebody had to do something.
Deborah told the sheriff's department, who called the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, the ATF.
We were all concerned about the fact that there were children present.
After 2 months of reconnaissance, ATF authorized arresting David Koresh and confiscating any illegal weapons.
Showtime, showtime. Heavy fire. Heavy fire was taken.
My mom grabbed me off the bed. There were people lying on the floor that were dead.
Heavy fire was taken. Flashbangs going in.
I took a flashbang and threw it in the window. When I get through the window, there's a man standing in the room with an AK-47, and I shot him several times.
Seconds later, Buford, like this agent, was shot.
I'm not going to let him kill me in here.
Buford, on the hood of the vehicle, was rescued by fellow agents.
4 ATF agents were killed here.
The FBI takes over. After 51 days, they began ramming the main building. The horror was unimaginable.
There were people who killed one another. David Koresh actually had a bullet wound into the center of his head.
Joanne Vallega's parents died in the flames.
She saved your life.
I think about that all the time.
Your mother saved you.
Mm-hmm.
When people see the names, they're just names. I see faces.
I've never failed at much in my life, but I failed every day. It crosses my mind.
Peter Van Sant joins us now. Peter, millions of Americans remember this siege. What did investigators learn about what was happening inside the compound?
It was a real horror show on the inside. They were restricted in terms of the amount of food that they had. Koresh had decided that all of the women in the compound were his, and he began having sex with girls as young as 14 years of age. It's believed he may have fathered as many as 20 children, with some of the mothers being minors themselves. So he was committing statutory rape on the inside.
And you said that among the children who died, they were all his. He allowed other children to leave.
Yeah, it wasn't long into the siege where he let about 21 of these children leave, but those inside were his biological children that he wanted to keep with them. And tragically, there may have been as many as 24 of them who perished in the fire.
To see the pain on that UPS driver's face, that he has to live with this for so many years later. We all remember those images.
Yeah, and he is a fantastic individual who tells his story for the first time on 48 Hours.
Fascinating. We will be watching. Peter, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And you can see Peter's full report, The Secrets of Waco, tonight at 8 p.m., 7 Central, right here on CBS.